Hey, I'm Jacob Glancy. I'm the team leader for the 11th and 12th grade team, the Academy of Aviation and Transportation at McGavock High School. I'm going to walk you through this video a little bit. Today you're going to watch some clips of our team meeting. We've chopped it up just a little bit for you, but it is a team meeting that runs from beginning to end. So it's about an hour, and it starts off, though, every team meeting we start off with our attendance portion. It includes a welcome to the team, a review of last week's meeting minutes and all of the actions that we were supposed to take after the last meeting, celebrations and shout outs from any team member who wants to volunteer that. We're also going to be reviewing norms, mission statements, and our 5 characteristics of a graduate. We'll document any extra professionalism, unpaid services, or activities, or extracurricular things that teachers have participated in over the course of that week. We'll do some instructional highlights, and that's one of my favorite parts of the meeting, where teachers share instructional practices that are innovative or new, or maybe even classroom management things that they did that were successful and a little bit on the innovative side. And that's going to be the beginning of every single team meeting that we host. All right, welcome everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started now. Mr. Buchanan, would you review our minutes from last week's meeting?
Yes, last week we talked about our coaching feedback, and we provided results from our phone calls, talked about the senior awards coming up as well. We also talked about instruction and shared some of our successes in the classroom. We discussed, again, the parent calls from interventions, and we also talked about what's going well for the year, things that we, the impacts, and what we can improve for next year. I think that was everything.
All right. Thanks, Mr. Buchanan. Next up, any shout-outs this week? Do we have anything to celebrate this week that we want to throw into our minutes? Okay.
Mr. Lightman, for that wonderful video on SpaceX.
Thank you. Glad you watched it.
I did. It was great.
Mr. Glancy for coming to either our last or one of our last home games in Missoula Valley. Coming to one of our last home games against Cane Ridge for baseball, because he's got 4 seniors that were playing in that series.
Second that shout out for tennis as well. Thanks, guys.
I would like to thank Ms. LaValle for providing us donuts on Teacher Appreciation Day
Oh yeah.
for the week, and for the hamburgers and hot dogs provided by Mr. Hubble.
Yeah, that was nice.
Thank you.
Shout out to Captain Howard for being
Probably going too fast.
Captain Howard for being an asset during a meeting yesterday with a student and a parent.
Shout out to Ms. LaValle and Mr. Lightman for being nominated Counselor and Teacher of the Year at the awards, at the Academy of Nashville Awards ceremony on Monday.
One more for you. Freddie Birdwell, I know he's a welding teacher not here in our meeting, but Friday night during prom, he was actually at school, 9:30 at night, still welding on our new grill for the wing flame. So him and a group of students were here until 9:30, 10 o'clock on Friday night.
I saw the pictures of that. That was pretty cool.
Or Saturday night, sorry. Saturday night they were here.
I'd like to thank Mr. Ortner and Mr. Hubble for all the help they've provided me this year as a new CTE teacher. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, last call for shout-outs.
All right, I'll shout out, since I've been so sick recently, for those of you who gave up your plannings to cover for me while I was in the ER. Thank you.
All right, Coach Holt, take it away. Let's do our norms, mission statements, 5 characteristics.
All right. Our mission statement is to drive the success of all students to soar as students, leaders, and citizens in college and career. Our 5 characteristics of an MNPS graduate. A plan for post-secondary education and career. At least a 21 composite on the ACT, 990 on the SAT. At least 1 course completed online. A+ counts. Number 4, a work-based or service learning experience or capstone project. And the last one, college credit and or nationally recognized certification. Our meeting norms, start and end on time. Agendas will go out early. Be aware of time on each agenda topic. Have a voice and use it. Be collegial. Take your happy pills. Stay student focused.
Thanks, Coach. Mr. Lightman, take it away.
Would anyone like to document some professionalism? Anything you did beyond the call of duty that you did not get paid for?
Baseball. Yeah, I attended the baseball game last week. Was that last week? That was last week.
Yeah, Thursday or Friday. It was Thursday, I think.
Mr. Valley did as well.
Mr. Lightman, did you get my email I sent you where I attended the baseball game about 2 weeks ago?
I did. I got that on here.
All right, thank you.
See that?
Huh?
I don't think I saw that.
Yes, you did.
Did I? That's
You remember I had the people, the boys to come take a picture with me?
Yeah.
And you called them all over?
On senior night. I do. My days were together.
I said I took a group down to the United Launch Alliance in Decatur, Alabama. Nice long road trip. Saw some top secret stuff, which was really cool. Students were amazed at the Russian engine that we still use for the Delta V engine, or the Delta V rocket system. That was really cool. They all had to have background and security clearance. It was really cool. So,
Some of us were at the prom Saturday.
Oh, yeah. Prom, Saturday night.
What about the prom?
What about senior awards? Is that count?
That counts.
I was there.
Yeah, I think y'all started.
There was a lot of people there.
Did the senior awards also.
Gotcha.
Bryce was there also.
I did National Honor Society induction.
It's a lot of professionals.
also.
Okay, so let's move it on. Mr. Rice, get us up to date with the calendar.
Okay, of course, Friday's our wing fling. Y'all know your duties by now. Tomorrow's senior breakfast, Saturday's graduation. Please attend. Spring sports, all the districts and regionals are going on right now, so follow Mr. Wall on that. Exams start Friday the 20th, and then we have half days, 5:20 to 5:25, and 5:26 is an in-service day for us. And the McGettick Golf Tournament's 5:20 in the afternoon too.
All right, under the A part of instruction, let's go ahead and, do we want to popcorn 3 people who did something neat in the last week, 2 weeks, instructionally that they want to share with the team?
I had 13 out of 13 pass our industry certification exams for Autodesk, so it's pretty exciting.
Yeah,
Highest score was 900 out of 1,000. So pretty exciting on that one.
With Advanced Algebra and Trig, I had most of my class leaving because they're mostly seniors. So with the juniors for our last unit, it is on spreadsheets. And instead of using Excel, I used Google Sheets, which they can share with you, and you can see what they're doing in real time. So that was pretty cool. So I can kind of give them input as they're working. Google Sheets, Google Docs, and there's a PowerPoint version as well. All those, you can like see what the student's working on while they're doing it. And they don't have to be in the same room with you, they could be at home doing it, so that's kind of neat. And it's free.
Any other instructional excellence? Just one more example, guys.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a little stretch here, but for me and my seniors, we didn't do a formal final presentation, but they took their final drawing pictures and turned them into a final exam type presentation where they had to literally present them, create a written artist statement, and work from a theme. And that was it's not a capstone, it's not a final exam, but it's their proof that they actually had growth. And many of them are still on display down in the room, down in the art room. We had an art show, but as far as the instructional part about it, there was a very extensive editing process that they had to follow through, stay on track, and it worked. So their finalization was very much like a college type approach, and there were 2 or 3 actual college art professors that were there evaluating their progress. throughout the last 6 weeks. So they had to follow, not my instructions, but other folks.
All right, I'm back. For part 2 of the meeting, we start diving into some student progress, where we're talking about student intervention. Well, in our academy, we developed an intervention model that involves one-to-one relationships between teacher and student. It's a coaching model. We call it academic coaching, but it's based on other mentorship models. So you're going to see us look at data. We're going to look at students' names that appear on a flag list. That's an at-risk student list that's generated every quarter. And we're going to look at that list, and we're going to figure out which students we want to proverbially adopt and kind of bring under our wing for the next quarter as we try and impact their educational outcomes. So we'll spend a little bit of time doing that. And then we're going to talk about senior awards and a couple of other things that are going on regarding recognition for our seniors and some of our other students at upcoming events. Student progress. We're going to go ahead and dive into our regular academic coaching, adoption, and mentorship. So, Ms. LaValle, take it away.
You guys have your sheet with all of the data put in from the third 9 weeks. And so you can take a look at the kids that you've adopted previously. Then I also have a list of students at the bottom that we're adding for the third 9 weeks that were added to the flag list. So we'll go through those and see who you want to adopt from that list that was added from the third 9 weeks. And then you can also take a look at, after we do that, look at some of your kids up above that are still on the flag list and kind of focus in on, you know, why are they still on there? Has their attendance gotten better or worse? Look at their grade average and also days suspended. But first, let's just go through the ones who were added. And I'll just say their first name since we're... so tell me if you want to adopt these students. Jamari.
Yeah.
Tell me tell me you want to adopt that student if you want to adopt that student. So Jamari.
And when we're elected to adopt a student, we're committing to follow the academic coaching document, fill it out as we go, meet with the kids. And I added guys on the back for our last meeting discussion that we were going to make parent phone calls to all the kids we adopt. So we got a parent phone call, date, time, and result, just a spot there to log that parent contact. Okay. Sorry, Mr. Bell, go ahead.
So give me Jamari. I've already talked to his mom.
Got it,
I'm in
okay.
contact with his mother already.
Cool. Josh.
Oh, I see.
Oh, I'll take him.
Okay. Keyshawn.
I'll take you, Sean.
Juan. I'll take him because I work with him on the reg. DeCarlos.
Carlos is one of the wrestlers I can work with. Carlos. I talked to his mom already.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Fabian.
Yeah, I'll take him. Oh, he's pretty close to being off the list anyway.
Josh Brockway.
I'll take him.
I'll also join you in that because I already work with him as well. Darnell.
I'll take him.
I work with Captain Howard on James.
Okay. Brandon. And he's one of the seniors. I'll work with him. Scott.
I think we were double teaming on him.
Yeah.
Okay. Jacob.
I'll take him.
Hootie.
She's in my first block. I'll take her.
Gyro.
I've already been working on it. I've got it.
Nathan.
Nicholson?
Mm-hmm.
I can take Nathan. Yes.
Isaiah.
I'll take him.
I can work with you on that.
Okay.
He's also in my recognition.
He needs a triple team.
Nicholas.
He's close. I can work, see what I can do on his grades. To
Okay.
keep him away from class.
Taylor.
Yeah, I'll take Taylor. I called Dad recently, and Taylor will be attending school much more regularly.
And then I've added a student on here, Matt. I talked to his caseworker with Youth Villages, and he's not on the at-risk list yet, but I want to add him on there so he can get a mentor and just help him through this to finish strong and do well in his classes, because he really needs that for his future foster care and all that stuff. So if anyone wants to adopt Matt,
I've already been kind of advising him based on some situation.
Cool, awesome, thank you. So those are the new students that we're adding, and I'll make those changes in the Excel sheet so we know who all is adopting. And then I know we talked about also contacting parents, so you guys have already been doing that. And then if you'll just look at your top ones, I'd have a couple updates on here. Tierney's, she's withdrawn. Aubrey is at the academy. Austin is withdrawn. And John, he's working on getting in the academy. He's already been there and met with them, so he should be starting there, I think, like Friday. Sometimes at the academy, they want them to finish the semester here so they can get the credits that they are getting and then start there and finish there. And then their graduation will be in July. So hopefully we'll have some of the ones on here that are at the academy will finish in July for graduation. So, but those are ones that we're taking off because they're no longer with us. But I guess if you just want to look and focus in on your students that you've adopted previously and just see, take a look at that, and we don't have to dive more into that, but just take a look at it and see what are the, what's the data you need to help work on with those students, either attendance or grade average, or discipline, so.
And just as a general thing too, since it's near the end of the year, it might be a good idea to see what their plans are for next year. And like, are they coming back to school? You know, just in general, what their plans are. That's what I've kind of been checking up on. I just thought that'd be helpful.
Another side note to that, when you do talk to them about that, I was going to talk about this later, but summer school. So if you know juniors specifically that need to go to summer school, have them come see me or email me their name and I'll find them before the end of the year. I just got an email yesterday from the district about their summer school plans that they finally put it together.
I have had the question come up about summer school chemistry because they don't feel like they can do it with just a computer screen, that they need the reinforcement. Mainly kids that have had excessive absences due to family situations. Is the district going to provide a chemistry
They are
with a
not
teacher?
providing a chemistry. They are providing TFA is going to be at Pearl Cone, and they're going to be doing face-to-face classes for Algebra 1, Biology, English 1, English 2. So those probably won't won't help the juniors out. But if you know, I guess, 10th graders that may need face-to-face for Biology or English 2, that's available at Pearl. We're also offering just A+ here at the school. Me and Ms. Giddens are working that, and that's literally just 3 weeks in June. So we'll get those applications out as soon as we get the seniors out of here this weekend. And then some other schools are doing A+ as well. And then we also have the academies. Those are for seniors that aren't on track to graduate. But yeah, so Pearl's just doing those subjects for now, and I just got that info yesterday. So, and I don't mind also for chemistry if they think they would need to take it again. Like, I'm not opposed to having a kid take a class again in the class, if it's case by case.
I'm sorry, Ms. LaValle, what were those subjects again at Pearl?
At Pearl, it's going to be Algebra 1, Biology, English 1, and English 2. And if they're interested, they need to come see me, and I will have them apply online. So that goes back to intervention. If you're working with some of those students, mention that as an option as well. So.
As a follow-up and wrap up to all this, we'll, at the end, at our last meeting of the year, we're going to come together, we're going to take a look at our intervention protocols and see what successes we've had and go ahead and start planning for next year as well, to figure out where we're headed with it.
Mr. Isaac, can I make a suggestion? A couple of years ago, we did something at the beginning of the year where we had our at-risk kids come together at a meeting and kind of get talked to, and they understood about the mentor program and all that. Can we do that again at the beginning of the year, next year?
Yeah, I think it's a great idea, and that's easy to do. We just take the data that we have from the fourth 9 weeks, when it's all said and done, we roll it into next quarter at the beginning of the year, and have that meeting right off the bat. So,
Rather than later on,
For sure. All right, under the B part of student progress, just wanted to get some senior awards feedback. For anybody who was there, what did you think of the senior awards? What can we change? When I meet with Mr. Wall and the other team leaders and principals, what should I take to that meeting? For those of you who were there, was it good? What needs to be changed? Let me know.
I think there's one obvious thing. we need consistency across the academies on how many awards to give out, and like what type of awards, I guess.
Well said.
Because Miss LaValle, awesome job reading ours out. There's a lot of parents getting restless, so you went quickly. We had like, I thought an appropriate number of awards. How many awards did we end up giving out?
We did it the correct way.
Like 20, 25 students, seniors maybe got recognized. And
I
kept
think-
it prestigious as well. And then a couple of academies gave out like 75 or 80 awards, and then I'm looking at all our kids that didn't get awards, thinking they must feel pretty bad.
What they were supposed to do is every teacher was to have one award. So I
Yep.
think there was an academy that may not have gotten that information across to their teachers, because some of their teachers had like 5.
Right.
And then also some
Okay,
teachers,
that makes sense.
some teachers right before went up to Wall and said they wanted to come and present something before, which was not set in the schedule, and they weren't told
Took a
no,
long
so
time.
that's what happened in the beginning.
I would say just say,
At that, yeah.
you know, have a check before the thing starts, maybe a cutoff time for nominations.
For sure.
Yeah, and then I
We can fix
also
it.
recommend to double checking, because Mr. Wall does a lot of it, which is awesome, because most principals wouldn't do all that, but I would like to double check it with him first, like for our distinction and honors, because we did have a student who didn't get called for honors and distinction. We had one, and then another academy had one, and they were like really upset about it. And I even had to talk to the parents and everything. So I would like to be able to double check that before, just to make sure, at least my kids, I'm protecting my kids and making sure they're all getting acknowledged.
And so I was told that the CTSOs couldn't present their awards that night, and then all of a sudden Skills USA and HOSA and all them did start presenting. It's like, so my kids were left off all the awards they should have got
Right.
as well, so.
Okay, so we need to double check, Mr. Buchanan, as you're taking minutes here, and double check nominations. How many are you given? We need to double check the honors and distinction list, and then also clarify CTSO awards.
I would also like, if we can, to go through the awards before, so when we call our academy awards, it's just our kids. So even if like our kid gets an award from a different academy, I would like to call those kids during our academy presentation. So when they do all come up, it's just our kids when they get a picture. So like if, Devin won an award from a different teacher, that teacher can give us that award beforehand, and then we read those during our academy part, if that's a possibility.
The program wasn't accurate either.
The program was not accurate. I think it was a reprint from last year.
Yeah, it's not accurate. I'm thinking, what's going on? I can't.
That's a one page.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll take that feedback to Mr. Wall.
Could I make a suggestion?
Yes, sir.
We have so many awards in JROTC that we do our own awards program, and so we don't participate in that, so I wasn't there. But if we recognized every award that, and we did this one year in the gymnasium, and it took like 3 hours. So I would like to suggest that awards program be like for the biggies, and then just let the teachers give out their awards in their classroom. The smaller level awards to compress it down. Do your honors and distinction and scholarships and all those big awards at the awards program, and let the teacher, like Mr. Rice wanted to give out, 5 awards, but he was limited to 1. So let the teachers do those, less significant, but smaller awards.
During the picnic days. We usually do our soar and
Yeah,
during
whatever.
the picnic, so. and
That's just a
and-
suggestion to trim the time down.
Okay.
I also would like to just add to that, could we maybe do an academy specific awards night? I know we do we have the spring wing fling, but I think it'd be cool to have just our academy at the end of the year, almost like have a little, banquet or some type of awards thing where we could do just our academy. I think that would be kind of cool, and it'd be a cool social thing. Plus we could do those awards that you're talking about that not everybody wants to hear in the whole school about, so. Even if it was just for seniors, or even if we opened it up to all grade levels, I don't know.
We could do a chili cook-off where I win. Or some kind of event.
Right. And then we could also, at that point too, we could acknowledge who won scholarships, because I feel like this year is the first time we even mentioned scholarships at the thing, and obviously not every scholarship was mentioned at the award show. So I think it would be neat if we could do our own little academy scholarship, something, and then add the other awards to it. We may start a trend, which is what we do.
All right. And let's move forward to our nominations for Wing Fling Awards. I have attached in this packet, for anybody who may have missed the email or whatever, that Captain Howard sent yesterday. We need all Liftoff, Crew Lead, and SOAR awards sent to Captain Howard. NLT needs no later than Thursday. And just a reminder, the Liftoff Award is for the student who's most improved. The Crew Lead Award is for students who are leaders in the classroom. And SOAR is for generally academic excellence in your classes. Like highest grade, point average, whatever it may be. Also with that, yes sir.
When we give out the awards at Spring Wing Fling, we maybe want to consider streamlining it a little bit. I think that last year, a lot of students were not very engaged because it was kind of I think Trevin got 5 awards, and so they waited for him to come up there 5 times, and a lot of students were like, oh wait, he's getting a 5th award, and I don't know, kind of got a negative attitude. So maybe someone's getting 5 awards could get all 5 at once. I don't know if that diminishes the prestigiousness of it, but we consider it maybe.
So Captain, can we like stack?
Well, I don't remember that happening, because when I go through, if he recommended Tevin for a SOAR award and she recommended Tevin for a SOAR award, they obviously only get 1 award.
Okay.
The max they can get is 3.
Right, 1 in each category.
Yeah.
Okay. So, for instance, if
Teachers, pardon the interruption. At this time, I need all students who are planning on taking the AP English language test to meet at the North Cafeteria. Thank you.
I thought it went great last year. I was just coming off the senior awards thinking about it.
Well, that's the other thing. I think last year, if you recommend a senior, they may or may not be there, because they've got graduation practice that morning, and so they may or may not be there. And if they do, sometimes they get there after the awards, because we normally do the awards right up front, don't we?
Yeah. So graduation rehearsals at 8:45, and municipal it generally takes an hour and a half, 2 hours. So they may be here right at the very, very beginning of the awards distribution, right at the middle of the awards distribution. So you can't depend on all our seniors to be there on time, but we can hope that they know that they're going to get an award.
Yeah, they all should know, because we're supposed to tell them and notify their parents. So
yeah, absolutely. Okay. All right, so that's get those Wing Fling Award nominations in, let the students know, and also call their parents. The calling parents also shows up under parent involvement on the agenda for today. Just a reminder there that we need to call parents for the kids that we nominate. Are we keeping track of parents? Are we having a sign-in up there?
We are, yeah.
Okay, great.
Very quickly, so just to clarify, we have a normal schedule on Friday. They'll announce aviation and transportation students, and we all head out.
No.
Actually, we have, we're going to go over the schedule for today, and just a little bit later in the meeting.
Okay.
So include that stuff in the packet, so I'm sure Hubble can kind of clarify the entire procedure for everything.
Sounds good.
For our third part, we're going to dive into our interdisciplinary skills rollout. Every quarter, all of the team of teachers come together and decide on an interdisciplinary skills focus. Now, you'll notice that one teacher, one big part of his role is to develop this interdisciplinary skills material. He's going to develop handouts, PowerPoints that teachers can all use across the team, across their classes, and also some materials that we can use in our Raider Nation. Our Raider Nation is kind of like homeroom or advisory, and we have Academy Purity in those Raider Nations, and so we can do a lot of the same activities where all the kids get the same message. But more importantly, the skills focus is intended to be used as often as possible every day in class. So this quarter, we're rolling out Apply. You'll notice Mr. Lightman, the interdisciplinary coordinator, is going to model the activity with another teacher as well. All right, let's move on to curriculum. As we approach this kind of end of the year, Mr. Lightman has created another interdisciplinary skills focus through our Raider Nations and in our regular classes. We need to be focusing on this skills focus together to really hit it on the head. So you have a copy of a PowerPoint along with supplementary cards that are in your package. So Ms. Lyman, take it away.
All right. We're doing an activity that a lot of students are already familiar with, so that's good. We also chose the theme of apply. We thought it was very appropriate for the last of our skills focuses because with apply, we're hoping that they pull together all the knowledge they've gained in high school and this year and outside of high school, their jobs and stuff, and then apply that knowledge towards securing the job that they want. So we've structured around a job interview format. Something that they're all probably a little nervous about, something that they're all going to have to face very soon, if not already. We have cards, you cut out the cards, and on the front of the card is a question that their interviewer will ask them. And the way we'll set it up is that in the Raider Nation, everyone will find a partner, and they'll take turns interviewing each other for a job. And we've got the quiz trade format. So after they're done interviewing each other, they switch partners, and they'll interview someone else and get interviewed by someone else. Ideally, 3 or 4 interviews within about 10-15 minutes could give them a lot of good experience. They'll probably be nervous on the first one, so we gotta make sure we demonstrate it for them. Maybe pick a student beforehand that will demo it with you in front of the class. Mr. Phelps, would you demo it with me right now?
I'd love to.
All right.
Very nervous.
So you can start with the PowerPoint. It's in your emails as well. Start with the PowerPoint, have that up there, talk through it, and then once you get to the second slide, go to interview mode. So we'll distribute your stack of cards. Everyone will have a different stack. Everyone will have a different card, different question on there. Oh, the other thing is on the back, you see there's the main question in big print. On the back is little print. It's kind of suggestions. They get stuck if they're not sure what the question means, or if the person receiving the question isn't sure how to answer it, then they can use the cheat sheet on the back. Gives them some suggestions. Explains a little bit better. There are 2 different types of questions. One's the traditional question, why should we hire you? Tell us about you. And then the non-traditional question, top 40 company interview questions. They're very outside the box, and the idea is it gets you thinking, it gets the interviewer a chance to see your thought process. So encourage them not to worry about what the right answer is, but to demonstrate their ability to critically think. Show them their thinking. Show them what they're thinking through. Don't just jump to an answer. Describe the process. Okay, so we all have our cards. Encourage them to raise their card in the air until they find a partner. That'll indicate who needs a partner. Make it go a little bit smoother. Mr. Phelps, you need a partner? You want to partner up?
I'd love to, thank you.
So I'll start and ask you a question. My question is, this is a weird one. Why are tennis balls fuzzy?
Okay, tennis balls, fuzzy. It's a really great question. Well, possibly it has to have that fuzz in order for the ball to properly stay on the court. Maybe you need the bright yellow to see the ball flying around, so maybe they could only fabricate that yellow in that fuzz. Okay. Otherwise, I'll have to look that up and I'll get back to you. Send you an email, call you. How can I contact you? Can I have the job? Thank you. Just kidding.
I love it. I love the follow-up though. It's smart. The back of the card mentions friction, which is what you started with. It says any creative answer will probably be good.
Cool.
I love it.
Now it's my turn, right?
Yes.
Okay, so basic, just get right to it. Why should we hire you?
Oh, well, I'm applying for a teacher job, so you should hire me because of my past experience as well as my passion for teaching. In the past, I've done a lot of tutoring, working at different middle schools and high schools. I've also mentored some student projects. This will be my first full-time teaching job, and speaking with other teachers at the school, such as A, B, and C, they've indicated to me that there's a great support network for first-time teachers. It's also what I've been passionate about. It's what I've been working towards for the last couple of years.
Great, lovely. On the back it says, focus on your hard work, dedication, and maybe use some humor. Excellent.
Cool. And so that was the quiz, and now the trade. Hands up in the air to find our new partners. And continue. Cool. Any questions?
So what do we do when the kid, well, yeah, kind of. I looked over some of these questions. I mean, how are we going to, I mean, there's a question, how many snow shovels are sold each year in the US, right? So when our kids struggle with that, which inevitably they will, what should we be saying to them to encourage them to think that way, to think critically about, to problem solve that?
In the past, what I've done is encourage them to, instead of trying to think of what answers they need, think about what questions they should ask. So maybe they don't know the population of the U.S., which is where I started. So encourage them to come up with what information could they research and talk through that process. So they could start with, well, first I would think about how many people there are in the U.S. And then I would consider how many people live in an area that has snow. And then I would consider how many of those people will have to do the shoveling themselves.
There should be posters coming out with the skills focus, the applied skills focus, and we should be touching on that as often as possible in our classes to make sure that our kids know that that is our focus for this quarter. The fourth part of our meeting really focuses on academy identity. So every year our academy does several activities that really bring us together. It kind of makes us who we are. It's activities that our kids love, that teachers really enjoy participating in. And as we approach the end of the year, we're starting to focus on our annual activity. It's called the Spring Wing Fling. We invite business partners, parents, students, all of the teachers in the academy are involved, and folks come out just to celebrate our kids' successes. It's also kind of like a field day, but there's a lot of instructionally relevant things like our amazing race. We have a car show that really hits at some of our CTE pathways, like collision repair and engineering. And our business partners come out in droves to support our kids at those events. So you're going to hear some coordination and some discussion about that event. Okay, keeping moving on our agenda today. Under community involvement, I wanted to touch base on the community donations and swag bag for the Amazing Race. So we've got some really cool stuff in our bag already for the winning team. We have 5 bags. If you guys remember the aviation and transportation bags, the little blue backpacks, cinch bags. Coach Wyatt has, well, he hoards things. So Coach Wyatt has a bunch of those. So we're gonna get 5 of those. Inside that bag, Ms. LaValle has also provided 5 of the, remember the Academy of Aviation and Transportation sunglasses that we had several years ago. So we have those. And then I reached out to a couple of local businesses to see about donations. For instance, Target, the manager is out of the country apparently, so there's no money there. Publix was relatively unfriendly as well. But Kroger on the other hand, 2 days shipped 5 $20 gift cards for us. Wow. Yeah, which is awesome, from their corporate offices. And so all they ask in return is that they get a picture of our kids receiving the awards and kind of a thank you letter from us. And so we'll do that. That being said, well, we also have water bottles, aviation and transportation water bottles. So we're going to load up a bunch of aviation swag in the bags. But does anybody have any other ideas of who we could reach out to get some of the, to like put a few more little things in
What
there?
about the local restaurants and places? Like,
How about Harbor Freight?
Harbor Freight? Would you be willing to reach out to Harbor Freight and ask them? I mean, any donation,
Fat
like,
Bites or-
anybody want to reach out to like Fat Bites?
Talk to Jonah.
I could
I'll call that bags.
Okay.
And I've also already got 2 movie passes per bag.
2 movie passes per bag?
Yep.
Did you get extras for everybody else?
I don't think
I
so.
probably-
I got exactly 10. I mean, we could use them, I guess.
I've probably got a little military paraphernalia we can throw, like a coffee cup or
Cool.
something like that.
Perfect. Yeah. Yeah, and if you can get that to me, well, tomorrow, if possible. I don't know if that's remotely possible. Last minute, I mean, it could be Friday when we throw it in the bags, but I'm also going to be at graduation rehearsal. So I'm literally going to be carrying these bags around with me all over Nashville while we do rehearsal and stuff.
You know, Mr. Wall keeps a stash of stuff too. Maybe he's got 5 items we could bum off of him.
Cool. I'll just go steal from Mr. Wall. That sounds like a great idea. All right. Okay. So thank you for reaching out and making that commitment to add to that Amazing Race gift bag. All right. So Mr. Hubble, we're going to let you take it away here under structure. If you can give us a rundown on the spring wing fling.
Okay. Well, first of all, tomorrow I'll be sending around to each of your classrooms 5 items. You'll be getting 1 for each student in your Raider Nation class, an agenda, a map of the spring wing fling area, a dunk tank schedule, a meal ticket for each student, and wristband, blue wristband for each student. And so they'll be delivered tomorrow. If for some reason you're not in your room, I'll just put them in your mailboxes. And then what's going to happen Friday, either right after 6th period or right after first lunch. I haven't gotten confirmation from Mr. Wall exactly what the time frame is going to be, but I'm thinking probably right after 6th period, everybody in the school is going to dismiss to Raider Nation. And while you're in Raider Nation, as soon as you take roll, you'll just distribute these items to each student. Make sure they have a wristband on, because any kids that are out in our area without a wristband, we're going to chase them off. So we'll be in Raider Nation anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes to get all that done, and then the whole school will be dismissed to their areas. And for those of you who are new, our area is the band practice pad where the tower is, right across the street on the south side. So that's basically how that'll work. And I've emailed out an electronic copy of an agenda. Again, you're going to get a copy for each student so they'll know what's going on. And Mr. Glancy has included one in the packet here. So do y'all have any questions about that?
Yeah,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
have a question. On that particular day, 2 of my classes are either almost all hospitality or half hospitality. What do I do with those students?
That they will be going to their Raider Nation, to their academy event. Because
Every
every academy
has an event.
every academy has their
All right.
event that day, yeah.
The other question is, for those of us who are senior Raider Nations, how do we get or distribute our materials? Because we probably won't
You can't, unless you see them ahead of time. We're going to know the seniors anyway when they show up. So, you know, we're going to have a table set up for parent sign-in. We're also doing a parent survey that's required by Title I, any parents that show up. And we'll also have the senior wristbands and meal tickets at that table. So when they show up, we'll distribute those.
Cool. I know there was, how many of us are participating in the tug of war?
I didn't email my name, but I'll do it.
Yeah, I can. And did we check with the 10th grade team? Do they have like 5 or 6 people doing tug of war as well on the 10th grade team?
Coach Wyatt was soliciting team members for tug of war, so he's got a list of everybody who's.
Okay.
What do you need?
We need, I think Wyatt said somewhere between 10 and 15. And there's going to be a 10 to 15 sophomores, 10 to 15 juniors, 10 to 15 seniors. They'll compete with each other. And then the winning team will compete and lose to us. So, yeah, just be ready to put on the, break out the muscle.
Teachers have never lost that.
Is that true?
It is now.
All right.
Inspiration.
So there are the spring wing fling responsibilities on the 3rd page of your little packet there. Does anybody have any questions about their responsibilities or the stuff that we're supposed to have taken care of for Friday?
I have one question, Captain Howard. How many tables are you all gonna have for us out there?
Yeah, We've got probably 8
Long.
long ones, yeah.
Okay.
I think it should be.
8 would be fine.
Yeah.
Just need to know about the tablecloths.
We'll get those over there probably early.
Okay. Yes, if you would call me to let me know when you have the tables out there, so we can start setting up. Thank you.
Who did the archery last year? Or who does the archery?
Wyatt.
Wyatt.
Okay. Anybody know if he's planning on doing that?
He
again?
is, yeah, we talked about
Awesome.
it. Also, if y'all notice the inclement weather contingency plan, last year we had to implement that. Right now, the forecast is supposed to be really nice, but if that changes, we'll just move the serving line to the ROTC vocational hallway area, and students will just get their lunch and either hang out in ROTC or go back to their later nations.
What do you mean hang out in the ROTC?
That's what they do every day anyway.
Okay. Mr. Lightman, you need anything for the Amazing Race? Are we in good shape there?
I think we're good to go. I'll just let you guys know to expect an email from me or Mr. Barry tomorrow evening with instructions on how that'll go. We're gonna meet, or maybe even tonight. He's coming. He's not here today, but he's gonna come to school at 2:05, and we're gonna hash it out, make math and stuff.
Okay. I know we have some representatives coming from Triumph. We have 2 managers coming from Triumph. They want to help out with the serving line and kind of just hang out, meet kids, things like that. I gave them a list of things that they could do and as volunteer work if they wanted to, and they were eager to help with serving food and stuff. So we should look out for them. We don't have anybody from Cummins that I know of, but we do have some guests coming for our car show. Judging, and they've also brought and given us lots and lots of cool prizes. Well, not lots, I guess there's 3 significant prizes.
And I don't know, Mr. Lightman, if you need a couple of extra people to help with the Amazing Race as far as judging or whatever, the 2 people from Triumph are probably willing to help out with that.
Oh, that's fantastic. Right now, is it just Barry and me coordinating?
Yes.
Right.
Right. Yeah, we'll need at least 2 other people. And if anyone else is just not doing anything when the Amazing Race starts and wants to come help, we would be very, very appreciative because the kids will be running around. Well, they got their coaches to direct them around, but we're going to have a bunch of stations. The only big change from last year, instead of doing the cut up paper and build a tower as one of the competitions, we're giving them PVC hot glue guns and hand saws, which we will be very careful with safety first and foremost. We'll have to talk to the coaches about that. But they're going to make their own pan flutes and then have to play a song before moving on to the next station. So it's going to be interesting. We'll see how that goes. It worked well in physics this year.
How many teams do we have altogether?
6.
16?
2 tenths, 2
I
11.
think a PVC cutter would be better than saws. I think I have 2 of those. I can get a couple more for you. They're not that expensive, so they basically look like giant scissors. They're used for cutting PVC.
That would be awesome. It's just 1/4 inch.
Oh yeah,
A piece of that. Half inch.
Put the drill holes for it.
No, we don't need holes. It's the kind you like blow across the top of, like Peter Pan with the multiple length
Oh,
tubes.
pan pipes.
Yeah, pan pipes.
Okay.
Okay. Cool stuff. All right, last call for any wing fling stuff. Anybody need any clarification, anything at all? And finally, at the end of the meeting, I always leave a little bit of time for the principal and the counselor to make their final announcement. So you'll hear me say, all right, LaValle time. Well, that's our academy counselor. And then I'll say, all right, Hubble time. And that's our academy principal. They have just a couple of minutes tacked on at the end of the meeting to make any announcements they need. And that's their individual time there. I hope you enjoyed our team meeting and have a great day. All right, let's close it up with LaValle time and Hubble time. So, Miss LaValle.
I just got an email yesterday, and I just want to should have necessary shout outs, but Metro has 5 scholarships that they give out throughout the whole district, and I had some of our top seniors apply for that. Vitor is only one from McGavock that won anything. He won a $1,000 scholarship to anywhere he wants to go. So the Charlotte Albert Brooks scholarship. So shout out to Vitor. And also, if you see seniors before the graduation rehearsal, I need them to tell me the scholarships that they have won or they've received. Even scholarships that they're not going to use, like if they have something for a certain school that they're not going to that school, I need to know all of that. And I've told them this multiple times, and I'm pretty sure I've only gotten like 2 kids to give me emails. So if you talk to anybody, even if you want to write it down and talk to them, whatever, and give it to me, I just need to keep a record of all those scholarships. I know there's a lot out there, I'm just not getting that information from the kids. So if you'll remind them on graduation practice, they fill out a survey, they write where they want their final transcript sent. They also write the scholarships that they've received, even the ones that they may not use. So if you see them, talk to some of those kids that you know, let them know that information. And then also get me names of people that you think need to come to summer school that meet the requirements for Pearl, or the ones that want to come for A+. We only have like room for 25 or 30 here, but just send me those names and I will deal with that next week.
And Mr. Hubble?
Just the last page of your packet has a copy of the email I sent last week about the professionalism observation, the last observation to round out the cycle. And I'll be meeting with each of you during the final exam week to finish that. And just a reminder, if you would like to email me a list of things you want me to consider when I give you your professionalism scores, I need those by the end of this week if possible.
If I could just add a, well, never mind. The mayor's scholars program is here. We need 10th graders. We only have like 11 rising juniors that are going to be there for the program. It's a month of ACT prep, free ACT prep, trips to Lipscomb, MTSU, the Fisk Museum. It's really fun.
And it's free for the kids.
And it's free. And it's free food, lunch, and breakfast.
So 10th graders who are going to be 11th graders next year.
Yes. So I should have asked that. Yeah.
And if you come to things, I don't care to get with them and have them apply online. So just send me those kids or send me their names and I'll find them next week.
Yes, it is.
And thanks to everybody. I know this has been a tough year with accreditation and all the testing and everything. And we're almost at the end of the run here. So just take a deep breath and let's get through the next 2 weeks. I appreciate everybody and everything that y'all have done.
Thanks, team. Have a great week.
I'm Peter Buchanan. I teach Algebra 2 and I do the minutes for our team.
I'm Amy LaValle. I'm the school counselor for our academy and I also am the intervention chairperson.
I'm Jacob Glancy. I teach English 4 and senior capstone, and I'm the team leader.
I'm Peter Ortner. I am the engineering technology teacher.
David Hubble, I'm the academy principal. Captain Doug Howard, I teach junior ROTC, and I'm on the community team.
Kevin Holt, I teach U.S. history, and I'm the sergeant at arms or mediator during meetings.
Carmen Turner, and I teach African American Studies and U.S. Government, and I work with the Community Involvement Group.
My name is Matthew Phillips. I teach English 3 and Shakespeare Studies.
I'm Janie Haynes. I'm a global teacher. I teach German, French, and critical thinking, and I am an NSOP coordinator, which is National Standards of Practice.
Adam Lightman. I teach physics and advanced algebra and trig. In charge of helping coordinate skill focus, documenting professionalism, and getting the newsletter published.